This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, we now bring you an interview with Secretary of Department of Personnel and Training, Dr. Chandramouli, on National Recruitment Agency. The interviewer is AIR Special Correspondent Mattu J.P. Singh.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the National Recruitment Agency will prove to be a boon for crores of youngsters. He said, through the Common Eligibility Test, it will eliminate multiple tests and save precious time as well as resources, and this will also be a big boost to transparency. Sir, how will the creation of a National Recruitment Agency pave the way for a transformational reform in the recruitment process for central government jobs?
This is a part of the reform process of the governance. We have been taking many steps in the area of governance so that the ease of living of people is achieved. This is one more step in ensuring ease of living, especially for the youth who spend a lot of time applying for different examinations, pay different fees. They have to undergo different course content for these examinations. So a lot of time, money and effort is wasted. So it has been conceived that we should have a common eligibility test, which would be a great boon for all the youth who are taking these examinations. This will avoid multiple applications, multiple processes, multiple fees being paid, multiple effort in preparing for these examinations. It will also be a boon for the organizations that conduct these examinations. They will have to concentrate only on the higher level examinations now, and the common eligibility test would ease the pressure on the availability of venues and also ensure that there is a venue in every district of the country, which would ensure that there is representation of people from far-flung areas which generally do not take an active part in these examination processes.
You just spoke about the conduct of examinations. As we see now, this agency to begin with will conduct the first level test, which were being done by different agencies like the Staff Selection Commission, the Railway Recruitment Boards and the Institute of Banking Service Personnel. So how will this process go on?
There is 3 levels at which the recruitment takes place. One is at the graduate level, the second is at the 10+2 level and the third as the 10th pass level. Now, the preliminary examination which is conducted by each of these organizations, they probably look for the same skill sets, and it's a filtration examination which allows you the basic eligibility to write the higher level of examination. When you go to the second level or Tier 2 examinations, it is looking for specific skill sets. For example, if you are applying for the railways, they have a slightly different requirement as compared to the banks or as compared to the general secretariat services. So the second level of examinations will be conducted by the respective organizations. Since the numbers will be much reduced, they would be able to concentrate on the quality of the examination. They would also save a lot of time, effort and money in conducting these examinations.
As we also see that this decision for having a national recruitment agency comes as a major relief to students, especially the poor from rural areas, and also for women candidates. How do you see that apart from examination fees, now candidates don't have to incur additional expenses for travel, boarding, lodging and other such things?
You're very right. The fact that this examination will be conducted in every district would mean that candidates who require some escort or assistance or places to stay in a far-off place, that can be avoided. Now, this was the biggest impediment, especially for the handicapped and for women candidates, that they had to travel long distances to the examination centers, which were usually in urban areas. And therefore, now that we have decided that there would be an examination center at every district, there's a distinct possibility that they could come to the district headquarters and get back home every night, so that they would save a lot on travel, they would save a lot on safety, security, etc. So this is going to be a boon for the women candidates, for the disadvantaged candidates, as well as for the people with special abilities.
One more advantage we see here is that the Common Eligibility Test, CET score of the candidate shall be valid for a period of 3 years from the date of declaration of the result. How is this going to be a game changer?
This is a score, and you get the score immediately as soon as you finish your online examination. And this score is valid for a period of 3 years. So you could keep applying with the same score if it is good enough to different examinations without appearing again for the eligibility test. However, if you would like to improve your score, you are given the chance to appear again and improve your score, and your best scores will be the ones which you can use for the purpose of applying for the second level of examination. So this is really going to be a game changer. It would first of all ease the worry of the candidates that they have to appear again and again for the same level of examination and then only qualify. So they might qualify this year, they might not qualify the next year. So these worries will be now put to rest.
One big advantage which we also see is that the single eligibility test would significantly reduce the recruitment cycle. And as we see, some departments have already indicated their intention to do away with any second level test and go ahead with recruitment on the basis of CET scores. How will this impact the overall recruitment process?
Recruitment cycles often, due to various litigations and various other issues connected with the venue and certain malpractices in certain venues, etc., gets often stretched to nearly 1.5 to 2 years. Now, with a common agency, with one agency ensuring a high quality examination free of malpractices, we take this big burden away from the respective agencies. They could then concentrate on organizing a better quality Tier 2 examination and ensure that we could bring out the results of these recruitment tests well in time and also reduce the entire cycle time. And you're right, when some organizations have now decided that if they have a CET score, they would just go in for a medical and health checkup as well as other physical tests which are involved, running or whatever, if it is a job which requires those kind of skill sets, and straight away start the recruitment. This will greatly enhance the recruitment process and bring down cycle times substantially.
As we also see that the CET would be available in a number of languages, how do you think this would facilitate people from different parts of the country in taking the exam and having an equal opportunity of being selected?
This is a game changer in that way that you do not have to be proficient only in a few languages. You could take the examination in your own language. Since this is mostly of an objective type of an examination and we are testing basic skills here, it will be an endeavor to start with about 12 languages and then increase the number of languages depending upon the demand. So this is going to be a real game changer which will allow people from different parts of the country to compete and enter the job market of the central government. At the same time, it will also give us a pool of talent which will be made available. These scores will be made available to the private sector, to the state governments if they want to use them, so that they could also reduce their cycle time and they could save on costs and effort.
If we talk about the expenditure involved, what will be the costs incurred in this regard?
Basically, there would be no costs incurred additionally. This examination is already being conducted by the 3 respective organizations and each of them is conducting this examination. Now we are saving that entire thing by conducting a single examination. So basically there should be net savings to the government. There would be no additional cost.
We speak about the entire financial outlay for this scheme. So what is the investment we are looking at?
We are looking at an investment about 1,500 crores over a period of 3 years for the new organization. However, we are not projecting within this cost the savings which the respective organizations will be incurring. So there will be savings for the respective 3 organizations, whereas we would be spending on this new organization about 1,500 crores spread over a period of 3 years. Now this includes the expenditure to set up examination facilities in the aspirational districts which are very poor in infrastructure. So this includes the cost of development of infrastructure.
So we just discussed about CET in every district with ease of access to rural youth, women and disadvantaged candidates, and focus on access to test centers in aspirational districts. What role do you envisage for this agency in doing away with malpractices which we see sometimes now?
This agency would be deploying the state-of-art technology as far as online examination is concerned, which would include the entire package of security-related infrastructure. So with the latest technology available and the surveillance from using technology, we would be easily able to eliminate malpractices, even detect malpractices as they are going on, so that we could isolate such incidents and then make sure that there is a level playing field without any malpractices across the country. So the deployment of the latest technology for not only conducting the examinations but also to supervise and invigilate, this would also go a long way in creating a credibility for the entire system.
Another feature of National Recruitment Agency is to conduct mock tests, and there will be a 24/7 helpline and grievance redressal portal. So all in all, it provides complete assistance to candidates. How do you look at this?
Absolutely, because there are regions which are hardly represented in the recruitment process. These regions require a lot of hand-holding and support, and therefore these regions will be identified by the NRA, and special effort would be made to popularize these examinations and also help the candidates to prepare for these examinations and also hold mock tests, etc., so that they are confident to take the examinations. So this would be done by the NRA as part of its outreach activities, especially in the aspirational districts and in those areas where candidates are generally not appearing in these national level recruitments. So this will go a long way in increasing representation from these far-flung areas which were hitherto not accessible to candidates.
So if we see it as now that the National Recruitment Agency is sort of moving towards and taking us towards one nation, one exam, how do you think it is going to uniform the entire recruitment process?
It's actually a big reform step. We have looked at all the pain points that the candidates, the youth of the country face as far as recruitment is concerned, and we have tried to ease many of these pain points, and this is an evolving process. We would look at the feedback which we get and further refine this process so that the ease of the candidates is enhanced. We are actually looking at a situation where we reach a position where a person who wants to take an examination can schedule an examination at any day of the year, get an appointment, go to the center and give his examination. This is the ultimate aim that we are looking at, that you can schedule your own examination and take it at your convenience. But till then, we will be holding it twice a year, and we will try to increase the frequency of these examinations also as we gain more and more in maturity. So this is going to be a real reform and real game changer for the youth.
So all in all, how do you look at the cooperation of centre and states in this regard?
We are open to signing MOUs with the states who are willing to use our platform. We are also willing to lend assistance if a similar type of our platform, etc., to the states on a mutual understanding between the state and the centre. So we look forward to working with the states and helping them if they so require. This is a platform, it's a technology platform and an organizational platform which is available. We would request that states may look at it, and if they feel that they find value in it, they may enter into MOUs with the NRA to use the advantages of this system.
Thank you, sir, for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
You were listening to an interview with Secretary of Department of Personnel and Training, Dr. Chandramouli, on National Recruitment Agency. The interviewer was AIR Special Correspondent Mattu J.P. Singh. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.